Today we continue with our class loads of Shabbos. Today is class number 59. And we start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon. And the topic is very interesting topic. We discussed it, but now we see it with our no eyes. Talking during the Torah reading. Unfortunately, idle conversation often begin with the stories at the field with beginning at the end of this Lashon Hara. Okay, so all the stories begin and end Lashon Hara. When held in a synagogue, such conversation usually begin prior to the Torah reading. But when the reading commences, the speaker continues to narrate so that he speaks Lashon Hara, even as the words of the Holy Torah are being read. So just to explain us what's going on, that's so people try to talk, like even they would not talk during the Torah reading itself, they would talk between the aliyahs. Once the guy who got aliyah gets blessing, and second guy comes in, so until he makes the blessing, stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know, like a minute, 2 minutes, I don't know, it depends on the show. Right, so they try to have conversation. So it's very difficult to end conversation exactly when this person start making blessings. Sometimes they go with their conversation into blessing, and sometimes even into reading of the Torah. Okay, that's disgusting, of course. Often this person is among the distinguished members of the congregation. Of course, it's a president, vice president, absolutely. Right, agree. Those whose seat is the eastern wall. So eastern wall is the most prominent wall, basically. So meaning facing the community, eastern wall. So that his sin is committed in full view of everyone. So basically they face everyone, right? So yeah.
So in regards to, let's say, a person who is doing an avera such as this or whatever, okay? Now my question is, are you allowed to rebuke him, right? Like literally just...
Yeah. And if you try to rebuke him, he does not stop. It's one of the places when our sages say you are allowed to embarrass him publicly. So it's okay, which is in all other situations, absolutely not. They say you're going to lose a share in the world to come, but during the talking in the shul, yeah.
You because of talking in shul, you're saying, right? Okay.
Yes, yeah, especially during the prayer. I like when there is no prayer, I would not recommend, but during the prayer, absolutely, during the reading of the Torah, about to embarrass them. Okay.
My question is, for which mitzvahs are you allowed to give them musar? My question is like this: are you allowed to give them musar because you might be putting a stumbling block in front of your fellow Jew? Why? Because now he's going to be like, oh, this person, he's going to bear a grudge against you. You see, so he's going to be doing a din d'oraisa. Okay,
so the answer is very simple. When they do Hil HaShem, public Hil HaShem. So when they talk, for example, I'm talking about, for example, this specific example, they're talking during the recitation of the Torah, right? Not to say, reading of the Torah, public reading of the Torah from the holy scroll, and he's talking, so he basically he throw off the yoke of heaven. So okay, so in this case, you're obligated, yes.
But in other situations that aren't so public, you're not supposed to rebuke him if he's going to feel a grudge.
No. You're not supposed to rebuke him publicly.
Oh, okay. No, my question was also in regards to privately. When am I not allowed to rebuke him privately because he might bear a grudge against me? Oh, what this guy thinks better.
Bearing grudge is it's almost inevitable.
Got it.
People are arrogant. I mean, show me a person who doesn't think that he's right, or he has a seat already like reserved between Rabbi Akiva and Moshe Rabbeinu. You understand? Even though he speaks during reading of the Torah, but usually, as we said, it's all of the Gabayim, all of these Gabayim, the president and sometimes rabbis, and like and we feel embarrassed, like, well, why should I shish a rabbi? And he's trying to be nice, right? So, right.
Okay.
Right, so continue. So one more time, often this person is among the distinguished members of the congregation who sit is at the eastern wall, so that his sin is committed in full view of everyone. So as we said, okay, so like they're in front. How can you miss? In this way, one is guilty of desecrating Hashem's name in public, meaning in the presence of 10 Jews, the most severe form of Hil Hashem. That's clear, right? Note how many prohibitions this man has transgressed. Number one, the prohibition against speaking Lashon Hara, aside from numerous other commandments, both positive and negative, which one might transgress when speaking Lashon Hara, right? Number two, the sin of you shall not desecrate my holy name, Vayikra 22:32, which is mentioned above, was transgressed in public, 100%. Reading of the Torah, 100% in public. Number three, he has ignored the Torah reading, even if he has missed a single verse or even a single word. That's why when this Baal Koreh, when he is from the Torah, you have to follow. Why we have to follow? Maybe you miss one word that he pronounced, right? So you would see with your own eyes. So actually, when you see and meaning maybe if he says it a little faster or something, so you can you know exactly what he said. Single word, his sin is enormous. So if he missed one word from the reading of the Torah, his sin is enormous. For our sages consider it serious sin, even to leave a synagogue while the reading of the Torah is in progress. So basically, if you need to go somewhere, don't go when the reading of the Torah. Go if you must go between aliyahs.
Rabbi, question. So two things. The first is, well, okay, yeah, we'll start with this. In regards to Sefer Torah, I'm allowed to leave between aliyahs, but am I allowed to leave right before they bring it out?
Yes, that's the best.
Okay, understood.
I mean, if you must go, I know some people are like I remember when I was was on a normal shift in my office, so I could come to the shul next to me, but I would have to live like right before the reading of the Torah. But I would go to the ladies section to remove my tefillin. I'm talking about Monday and Thursday, right? Of course, Shabbos no. But on Monday and Thursday, so I would go in the ladies section to remove tefillin, because it's this big disrespect if a Torah tell you to put on tefillin and you right in front of the Torah remove. Absolutely wrong. So I would go to ladies section, remove it, and go to other exit. Not like in a main exit like in front of the Torah. So I read of the Torah and I'm leaving. Understand?
Should you do it even, let's say you have to go to the bathroom and you're not allowed to hear Torah, do you also have to leave between aliyahs, or can you leave?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And
because people there look like all of this onlookers, so they read the Torah, and this guy decided to leave. Maybe he's disgusted with the topic. Maybe he does not agree. Like as a protest, right? When you don't like somebody speak, you just get up and leave. That's exactly.
And my second question was in regards to, let's say they're reading the Torah, right? And you see someone next to you, Shabbos, okay, it's Shabbos. You see someone next to you, they're biting their nails, okay, so they're doing a derbanim. Are you allowed to, not tell them, but are you allowed to
show him? Yeah.
Even though this might ruin his kavanah from the reading of the Torah, and he might not get that mitzvah?
I think so. Yeah, just show it for it. It takes a few seconds. Yeah.
Understand. Okay.
I don't think anybody has such a deep, but if he has, like our big Rabban, he would not be like paying attention to you. whatever you do, he's not there. Okay. How much more? So, okay. What's up? So, second. Okay, from the beginning of the sentence. For our sages consider it serious sin, even to leave the synagogue while the Torah reading is in progress. How much more so regarding one who is present in a Beis HaKnesses synagogue and whose craving for idle conversation in Lashon Hara causes him to ignore the word of the living God. So I mean, it's clear, right? So he ignores. He said, I better talk to this guy Moshe next to me, right? Often this occurs on Shabbos, when the sin is far greater than on a weekday, as stated in many holy words. So Shabbos is special sanctity, we get in special soul, and this guy, what he does with his soul, he entertains everybody. Okay. To all of the above, to all above is added the sin of engaging in idle conversation in a Beis HaKnesses, right? Or a Beis HaMedrash, which is a great sin as stated in Shulchan Aruch, and certainly when such a conversation in form of Lashon Hara. Okay. So it's actually from Orach Chaim 151.1. So I don't know where we discuss it or not. It's all the things that you're not allowed to do in a shul. Okay. All right. So let's stop here.
I have a question
Yes, please.
about the difference between a shul and a kehillah, if there is one.
Okay, kehillah is what is the word for kehillah in English? It's like
Congregation.
people. Oh, congregation. Thank you. It's a congregation. It's people. And then shul is what is it? Is a physical place.
Because it may be possible that in a kehillah they will talk like social meeting.
Of course, yeah. They would talk, yes. No,
But this, yeah.
Kehillah is a group of people, but many times that the shul would call be Kehillah Beis Yaakov, right? Kehillah Aaron, whatever name is, name of the place. But Kehillah as itself, a group of people. Shul is a physical building. Can people talk in a shul? Unfortunately, yes. We see it every day, unfortunately.
But
Okay.
in the kehillah, is not necessarily always. I think it's not necessarily always a shul. So they may talk, and wouldn't be a sin.
Okay, people can talk, but we're talking about, in this specific example, we're talking about the sin of talking during the reading of the Torah.
Oh.
So kehillah can they have I don't know, they can come to somebody's I don't know circumcision party, right? So the baby had circumcision and they can sit there and talk. So there is no problem. I mean, there is a problem. But
so finally, it is it is a sin to talk in the reading of the Torah, whatever place it is.
Yes, it's especially big sin. It's like the word of the living God, and these people disregard and they talk about whatever they talk about.
Oh, okay.
Usually it's those lower and disgusting matters. So I'm trying not to listen, but they are obnoxious and they sometimes talk very loud. They cannot hold themselves. You understand? Don't think that they. Okay, go ahead.
Rabbi, am I allowed to take my phone out for like 2 seconds in a base medrash to check the time? Just like, not even out of the jacket.
Yeah.
Understood.
To check the time, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what I do always. No, not always, like in the morning, especially now, since the early Sentalis in feeling today was 6:39 or something. So we had to wait like three or 4 minutes before we were able to put towels in film. So I checked time a few times just to see what else can I read in between. You understand? Okay, so let's go. So today we start a new Melacha, Baruch HaShem, and it's a very interesting Melacha. I'm on page 355, chapter 24, slaughtering, shchita, shochet. Okay, Av Melach. Shochet, slaughtering, is one of the 39 Avos Melachas. Like other Avos Melachas, the Melach of slaughtering is based on activity performed during the construction of the Beis Hamikdash, of the Mishkan. The one in the desert. At the time, rams and other beasts were slaughtered for their skin, which used to cover the Mishkan. So they were not killed for not killed, slaughtered, right? For the sacrifice, right? It's not. So some people think it's for sacrifice, and all of these things, whatever we said, it's for bread. No, it was all of these spices, right? For instance, for making, dyes to dye the fabrics. And here we're talking about shchita for to get the hides, right? The skins of the animals. Okay, definition. The Malacha of Shochet, slaughtering, is defined as the taking life of any living creature, whether animal or a bird, fish or reptile, wild or domesticated. Killing even the smallest insect violates the Malacha of slaughtering. So basically, have to be very careful, like with all of these mosquitoes and stuff like that on Shabbos, right?
Rapid question. Sometimes it's this malacha here, and I'm getting the presumption that it's not always talking about derisa. Over here, for example, it's talking about derabbanan if you just kill it and you don't do anything with it, right? Or
yeah, I mean, yes, yeah, right. So just general idea is the derisa is for constructive purpose. Right. So, but if meaning that they slaughter and they're going to use the skin. But as you said, if you just kill, it's rabbinic. Okay. So number 3, Torah and rabbinic prohibitions. Under the Torah law, the prohibition of slaughtering applies on it when one kills creature from which one will derive benefit. For example, by eating it or by using the hide. Okay. However, the rabbis extended the prohibition to include the killing of creature for no beneficial purpose. Accordingly, one is forbidden to kill on Shabbos simply for a sake killing or a sport. Yeah, so we'll see that is an exception when your life is in danger, in possible danger, you're allowed to kill. But
I have a question. About because different sidurim, I saw sometimes the korbanos is there and sometimes it's not on Shabbos. So slaughtering for korbanot is allowed on Shabbos.
That's my
my very big question.
Yeah, you have to read the instructions. So from the beginning. So I mean, it's all. Whether on Shabbos or on the weekday, it's exactly the same prayer. So the karbonos. Some parts of karbonos we do skip because there's some special requests are not allowed on Shabbos, and so some supplication not allowed on Shabbos. But I would say 95% of what we say during the weekday we say on Shabbos. You just start from the beginning and then you jump to the section of Shabbos. Like after Karbonos, you jump to the Shabbos section.
So this melacha of slaughtering, maybe it is related to the sacrifice in when the
yes. No. So the slaughtering was forbidden on Shabbos correct, for all of the other people. But it was allowed in the Beis Hamikdash. So in a temple, it was allowed, and they would do Shabbat slaughtering and extra slaughtering, this Musaf prayer that we have instead. So absolutely, 100%. But other people could not slaughter on Shabbat.
Oh, I asked this because time ago, or long time ago, I thought that even the synagogue was closed on Shabbos.
No.
I thought that long time ago.
All right, very nice. Okay, continue. Okay, so now section number 4, methods of killing. The Hebrew word shechet is generally used to refer to killing with a blade. However, the milach of slaughtering included any methods of killing that taken alive. For example, I don't know, this bludgeoning, suffocating, shooting, drowning, and poisoning. So it doesn't matter like you kill it with implement, you kill it with the bare hands, you suffocate, whatever you do. So it's not allowed.
All right, question.
Yes.
Nowadays, since the malacha goes, the deraisa goes according to the usual way, right? Now, let's say the usual way of doing something back then is not the usual way of doing something now. Does the din deraisa change? Does it change when it's considered deraisa or no?
No.
So okay, so even though let's say the most usual way of killing a person today would be a gun, we still say it's a knife, correct?
Yes, yeah. I don't see any difference. So if it's for constructive purpose.
Got it. Okay.
So they like in a non-kosher slaughter, they would electrocute the cow, right? Electrocute with a high voltage, and then whatever they do.
So
okay.
In regards to, let's say, like you said before, in regards to flies, let's say biting your nails and all these things, why biting your nails? I feel like it's a more usual way of doing something, and it shouldn't be an unusual manner and a nail clipper the normal way, no?
No, but these people they always bite their nails. That's what they do during the week.
Oh, so for them it's going to be a derabanan. For them it's going to
yeah. No, yeah. For other people who do not bite their nails, and they say if a nail, okay, I don't want to show it myself, but if it was like half more than half like ripped off, like you right, so you're allowed to bite it off, yes, because it's not usual matter for you, but other people who bite like non-stop, it's for sure like it's not allowed for anybody. Let's take it back, step back. It's not allowed for anyone, but in case of the meat, when it's already like broken, it's half off. So when something is half off, it's considered like completely off. So you just bite. You're not allowed to use scissors, but or cuticles, but you're allowed to bite it off.
So that's the usual way, right? For me, because I keep biting with my nails, let's say, right?
Exactly.
So does that mean it's curse if I bite my nails but not use a nail clipper, or also
there's no chorus for biting the nails, okay?
No chorus ever. It only applies to derabanan, which one you usually do. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so continue. Removing the fish from water. Removing fish from water on Shabbos is violation of prohibition melach of slaughtering. So let's read the note. In addition to violating the melach of slaughtering, removing fish from water might also constitute violation of melach of trapping. Okay, so as we said, how exactly you're going to trap, right? That's our previous subject. So you take it in possession, right? That's exactly it. So okay. So when person removes live fish from the water, it's like it's the fish start dying right away. As this causes the fish to suffocate, right? So you suffocate.
Why over here in regards to trapping it says might also constitute? Why might? Isn't it like 100% it's going to constitute?
I see what it said. I'm not sure. Like maybe in some cases, I'm not sure how he would take it out. maybe it's a big container, something like, I don't know. So the fish is not as trapped and easily, so you cannot like catch it with your hands so easily. So maybe that's what they mean. Okay, so I'm not sure what I lost it. Okay, so let me do from the beginning this sentence. The prohibition applies even if fish is replaced in the water before it actually dies. Right? So long as it has left out the water long enough so the liquid between the fins to begin drying out. That is when the liquid adheres to the one's finger and drawn after the finger is sticky thread. Okay, so that's we're going to explain. Once the fish reaches this state, it is regarded as dead. Hence, the person who removed it from the water has violated the melach of slaughtering. So how do you know the fish is slaughtered? So if you like put it, I don't know, like upside down, right, or bottom side up. I would say that it has fins, right, on the stomach. So if that place is dry, so the minute you touch with your finger and it's dried, so it's halakhically considered to be dead. I mean, you can throw it to the water, maybe it's going to swim, but it basically almost died, and now it's resurrected, basically. Okay, continue. Drawing blood. So that's one is also a big problem, right? So if somebody wants to pump a pimple, right? That's a problem. The melach of slaughtering included not only full-fledged killing, but also partial killing. Therefore, one is forbidden under the melach of slaughtering to cause blood to flow from any living being, human or non-human. Understand? No blood work. This is derived from the verse that states in Dvarim 12:23, for the blood in its life. The verse tells us that the creature's very life force is contained in the blood. So one part of the neshama, right, is in the blood. So nefesh, right? So it's in the blood. So if person or animal loses the blood, it loses some part of its life. This verse tells us that the creature very life force contained in its blood. It follows that any loss of blood constitutes some small measure of death. Okay, of course, it's not like enough to kill it, but some measure of death. Therefore, one who causes blood to flow on Shabbos has violated the melach of slaughtering. So that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons that a person who has gum problems, so they're not allowed to brush their teeth, right, or to floss their teeth on Shabbos, because they might the gums might bleed. That's the problem, right? One of the issues. Under the Torah law, the prohibition against causing blood to flow applies only if it's done for a beneficial purpose. For example, the blood is needed for testing, right? The rabbis, however, prohibited one to cause blood to flow even from a non-beneficial purpose. For example, squeezing blood from a wound.
Rabbi, I heard that a different prohibition, or maybe no prohibition, I guess, applies to squeezing a pimple not in the medical manner. If it's not in the medical manner where you want everything to come out of the pimple and so on and so forth, then I heard it's allowed.
No. But it's possible that a drop of blood would come out. That's the issue.
I hear.
That's the issue.
I hear. Mm-hmm. But in that case, with the drop of blood, it would be the unusual. It would be the unusual.
No. It doesn't matter. It's rabbinically forbidden.
Oh, okay, got it. Understood.
Yeah. But you're right. It's unusual. Continue. Causing a bruise. Inflicting a bruise upon a human being or upon most animals, for example, animals that have a thick skin or hides, violate the prohibition against drawing blood on Shabbos. This is because bruising involves the rupture of the blood vessel beneath the skin, and discoloration that ensues produced by blood seeping from the rupture vessels. This blood does not re-enter the bloodstream and eventually eliminates from the body through the natural process. Thus, bruising removes some of the creature's blood from the body. Therefore, it is included in the melacha of slaughtering. So, what did you just say? So, if somebody like hits somebody and he has a bruise, like blue spot, so meaning what? That it was blood vessel and it ruptured under the skin, but it was not big enough, like not strong enough to come out. So, but it's still there under the skin. So, 100% it's a blood leaking. Understand? So, gotta be very careful. Okay. So next one, part number 6, causing cases in which it is permitted to kill animal or insects. As we said, it's of course there is a exception. So number 1, where they yeah, go ahead.
If someone bruises easily, right? Do we still say Shekresha or no?
Bruises. I mean, he has to do everything like if it's not like don't be in a situation where you're going to get bruised. You understand? So there is like people with this for very fine skin, right? So they do get the bruise very, very easily.
Well, what if this person, he wakes up in the morning, no bruises, comes home at night, nothing happened, he somehow has bruises?
Yeah, I mean, it was unintentional, and he didn't even notice. It's a different story.
I hear. But in this case, let's say, I don't know, is he allowed to lean on a wall or is he not allowed to lean on the wall?
I think so, yes, because it's normal way of thing. He's not doing like anything like out of it.
Got it.
Okay. So killing insects, right? Where they endanger human life. One may kill any animal or insects that presents a danger to human life. That's obvious, right? Even if the creature is not presently pursuing anyone. And even if he tried to run away. For example, a mad dog, snake, the mad dog, a snake that might be venomous. I mean, you're not an expert. How do you know, right? A scorpion, beast, in the presence of the one who is allergic to the beast. So I mean, if the bee would sting a guy who is allergic, so might die. Very simple, very fast. Insect that might be carrying dangerous disease, for example, certain types of ticks or mosquitoes, right? This yellow, what is it, Nile disease or whatever is it. So I mean, if you know that it's infestation and stuff like that, so you're allowed to kill, even if it's not threatening your life, endangering your life right now, but you know that it's a dangerous insect or animal, so you're allowed to attack first. You understand?
Rabbi,
Yes.
can you tell us very, very briefly about the problem? Because I think I have a question on it from this. About I heard that if you get a wound from any metal object, it counts as pikuach nefesh, correct?
Okay.
Right. So
yeah, because with metal object, you can kill someone. No, so okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So what's it called? Is so even if it's not venomous, do we worry about that? Because really, a metal knife and like a non-venomous snake, also the bite and the knife, pick your poison. Which one's worse? So shouldn't it also be not venomous?
Mm-hmm. So what is it? What is your question? Okay.
My question is like this. We're saying that pikuach nefesh, if I what's it called? Let's say get a cut by a metal thing, right? Correct.
So pikuach nefesh. So it's pikuach nefesh translated as life danger. So if you have it in your house, like it is a life danger because of the infection.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of the cut. The cut, there is no problem. It's small cut, right? But because of the infection, for sure. So and this snake, let's say it's not poisonous snake, okay, right? But it has teeth. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. So it has all the infections. You understand? So okay, so you're allowed to treat yourself, absolutely, or go to the hospital do whatever you need to do.
So even if it's not venomous, you're saying I'm allowed to kill it?
I mean, unless you're an expert in a snake. So I remember, like, me and my wife, we were in a park, this national parks, and we saw snakes, and it was hanging from the tree. I saw it twice. I guess what, I was nervous for the next 5 hours. I was like looking at all the holes. It's crazy. So there was it venomous. How do I know? Even though they told us before we entered the park, this is the snakes, stay away, and this rattlesnake, this snake ran away like from bears, like bears roaming around. What to do with it? Okay. So, but in case of the danger, so I forgot all the pictures. You understand? Okay, so if it's snake and it is moving towards you, so you better do something about it. Scare it, but okay. So next one, where they can cause a severe injury. In the case of the animal, so these mad dogs is also like when saliva is dripping and stuff like that. They crazy dogs, so they very like dangerous creatures, right? And I think they don't even feel pain or something like, right? So number 2, where they cause severe injury. In the case of animal and insect that pose no danger to life, but whose bites cause severe injury, one is permitted to kill them on Shabbos only if they are pursuing a person. So okay, so then no danger to life, but if they bite, it can cause injury, right? Only when they pursue the person. However, if they are not presently pursuing a person, they may not be killed. So if you don't have allergy on the sting of the bee, you understand? So I mean, if it's like, it's of course it is going to hurt, but it's not like life danger to you. So you're not allowed to kill it unless it's after you. Basically, you eat it's for the bee's favorite ice cream. Basically, that would be the problem. But otherwise, you're not allowed to kill. Number 7, lice. Right? Lice is a small insect, right? That live in a hair of that person on his body, clothes. Although one is forbidden to kill any animal or insects on Shabbos, some authorities hold that lice are exception for the rule. Right? Therefore, if the lice are causing a person to pain on Shabbos, they may be killed in order to alleviate the pain. So let me read the commentary and we're going to explain. If one kills the lice by the means of liquid shampoo, one must be careful not to squeeze the shampoo out of the hair. When checking for lice, one must be careful not to pull any hair. So that's, I mean, today it's not so common, but in olden days for sure. And in third world country, I'm sure there are many lice. That's why they cut their hair like completely. So to get rid of the lice. Okay. So continue part number 8. Practical application of the prohibition against killing on Shabbos. Okay. A swarm of insects. If one is confronted with a swarm of insects on Shabbos, so meaning a lot, right? He's forbidden to kill them. However, if he finds them very disgusting, he's permitted to place a spray poison around the area in which they are found in order to prevent them from spreading further. If possible, it is preferable that a non-Jew place the spray, non-Jew place or spray the poison. Okay. So one thing that we have to learn from here, so this maybe they're disgusting, but they are not life danger to you, so you're not allowed to kill them with a spray, right? But around that area you can, so they would fly away, basically, leave you alone.
Rabbi, does this also apply, or does this not apply? Let's say, I don't know, 10, 20 ants, whatever it is, crawl onto your arm, are you allowed to kill them or no? Is that
No,
more?
no. Yeah. So just throw them out.
Got it. Okay. Washing them with water doesn't work either. No.
No,
Okay.
it is killing for sure. So if they're on your arm, you try to shake them off, then you kill one by mistake. I mean, that was not your intention. Okay. Continue. Okay, then the next one, drowning an insect, right? Next one, drown. One may not throw insect into water on Shabbos. I mean, for sure. For this will cause the insect to drown. Therefore, if the insect is found in the utensil, one is forbidden to wash the utensil. Okay. Likewise, one is forbidden to rinse vegetables which have the insects on it. For rinsing will kill insect. So somehow, and I never thought about it, but we never wash such vegetables, fruits on Shabbos. So all of these fruits, it's better to wash before Shabbos. But vegetables, I mean, if there are insects, as we spoke before, you have to check them, right, under like special light, ultraviolet light, or under the magnifying glass, basically. So it's not working out so good for Shabbos. Okay. Likewise, once forbidden to rinse vegetable, this hedge has the insect on it. For rinsing, it will kill the insect. Continue. One who wishes to remove the insect from the vegetable should cut off the piece of the vegetable upon which the insect is found. Cutting the vegetable is necessary to avoid violation of Milachu Boreh, separating. So, we spoke about similar melachas, but not about this Boreh. Okay, we're going to get to it. Boreh means separate. You separated bad from good. Okay, not allowed.
That's why. Question about the lettuce and salad. I was asking the last time. So if this vegetable has insects and you are submerging the vegetable on water, that would be forbidden.
Yes, yeah, on Shabbos, yes, exactly.
So what would be the way to clear the lettuce?
There's no way to clear it on Shabbos. So you have to prepare before Shabbos, or eat some, or just leave it. Eat something else.
Okay, so the inspection for insects must be prior Shabbos.
Yeah. So I mean, usually we don't inspect before cleaning because there is almost guaranteed there is some things there.
Oh.
And understand? It's I don't know. It's. I mean, if you want to see them, you can look at them basically, and there are ways how to do that. But why would you waste your time if you know for sure that's there? So you just soak in a soapy water for some time, and so basically soapy water is needed so they would lose their grip to the vegetable. Understand? Then you wash it very well and rinse it, and then you can inspect it.
Rabbi, over here, two things actually. Number one, if this counts as borer, I'm assuming. Well, I'm wondering if, let's say, there's a piece of lint on my jacket. Am I allowed to take it off, or does that count as borer?
No, it's not the borer. It would be laundering.
Really? If there's lint?
Yeah. So if you can blow in it, right, and it would fly away, there is no problem. If you need to exert like I don't know, it's like became like embedded into the fibers. That's the problem.
What's it called? So my question is, if it's possible where I could blow it away, right? Then I'm allowed to take it off with my hands, if that's possible.
No, not visibly. This is like indirectly.
Understood.
It's
And
something.
no, okay, sorry. And secondly, over here, since it says we're allowed to cut, I wonder if we put it through a grater, would that also be okay or no?
I don't know why using grater, but grater is forbidden because we have different melach of grinding. I don't want to go there, but
I hear.
okay.
Okay.
But basically, cutting vegetables, just in general, I'm answering in general. Cutting vegetables is there is no problem. You can prepare food, right? So you can make yourself a salad, fresh salad. There is no problem. Okay. But so you make salad for something that does not have these insects. I mean, it's like, of course, there could be this, what do you call it, the ants everywhere, like even on your cucumber or tomato, but it's very, very rare occasion. If you keep them in a refrigerator, you just got from refrigerator, I mean, that's very unlikely that there is some insect there. Okay, continue. If an insect is located in a toilet, that's a big one, right? In the toilet, one is permitted to flush the toilet in order to get rid of the waste matter, even though this will kill the insect. However, this is permitted only if the flushing is necessary to maintain human dignity. So, as we said before, many times Torah give our sages give like leniency to preserve this human dignity. That's how it is important, right, in the eyes of the Torah. So here, like you come to the rest. So, and you see in a toilet bowl there is the insects is trying to swim up, right? And sorry, but and you did whatever you did, and you're allowed to flash because it's not your intention to kill the insect. Your intention is to make it like to leave the place clean. You understand? So that's perfectly allowed. Okay, continue. C, spraying insecticide. Right. One is permitted to spray insecticide in a room of a person who is sick, or a child's room, in order to drive out the insects on Shabbos. However, one must leave a door or window open so that the insects can escape the killing fumes. One must be careful not to spray insecticides onto the insects themselves, for it is forbidden to kill them. So, sick person, so let's say his life is in danger, and little child, we said, or elderly person, so their life is in constant danger. Right? Child, we're going to discuss maybe after some opinion. Up to 3 years old, are they like 6 or even 7 years old? So because they're weak like bodies, so they can get sick or die like very easily. So that's why we're allowed to spray and do many other things. We can create fire for them, for example, like fire or turn off air conditioner. But we're going to get to it, right? So here they say don't spray this spray on. Directly on the insect, but around there is no problem. But leave them a room for escape. Continue. So when you leave them a room to escape, basically there is no problem. You're not killing them. They can escape if they want. So number 9, practical application of the prohibition against drawing blood on Shabbos. Okay, removing a scab. That's a dangerous one. It is forbidden to remove the scab from the wound on Shabbos if it will cause the wound to bleed. If it will not cause the wound to bleed, it is permitted. So I mean, the scab, it's one, like at least for me, it's one of the things. It's impossible to stay away from it. Like all your attention, you like to this piece, and you want to remove it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Okay, so B, pulling out teeth. Pulling teeth cause bleeding, so it's about babies probably. Right? Therefore, one may not pull out a tooth on Shabbos. Okay. C. Using a yeah. Go ahead.
If one's tooth is dangling, is he allowed to eat or no?
I think so. I think there's no problem, because even if it would got separated, it would be like what is it?
Secretion?
Indirect. Yes. I don't want to say it's a secretion. Maybe yes. Secretion meaning for sure it's going to happen. Secretion, we said that, just to remind us, secretion, we said the guy wants to cut the chicken's head, but he does not mean for a chicken to die. He just want to give his child. So that's secretion. Okay, continue. Next example, C, using a toothpick. One may not use a toothpick on Shabbos if he knows that he will cause his gum to bleed. Right, so it's here, as we said before, it's like on an individual basis. If he is not certain whether the toothpick will cause the bleeding, he may use it on Shabbos. So it's one more time, it's on individual basis. D, drawing blood for medical reason. A Jew may not draw blood from a patient who is not seriously ill. So he's a Jew, he's a nurse, right? Even if he does nothing more than to prick a finger, right? However, one may draw blood for medical purposes for the patient who might be seriously ill, right? Or they try to monitor it, basically, right? So all of the optional is not allowed. But I mean, the way I understand, if somebody in this hospital, right, and it's not because he has or she has nothing else to do. So it's probably like a case more or less serious.
Rabbi, so let's say I put on these rubber bands for my braces, right? I put them on before Shabbos, okay? And let's say they move not just your jaw, let's say they also move your teeth, okay? Let's say, like indirectly, because that's not their purpose.
Yes.
They're going up and down, it might happen, okay? So if they move enough for blood to maybe come out of the gums, right? But I put the braces, but I put the rubber bands on before Shabbos. And every time they get pulled, right, is when I open my mouth, when I bite up and down. Am I allowed to bite up and down, or am I supposed to?
Yeah, because there is no guarantee they're going to bleed. There is a possibility, but there is no guarantee.
Got it.
So that's why, and you're not doing anything out of ordinary. But if for sure every time let's say just for the argument's sake, somebody have this sensitive gums, right, and every time he opens the mouth it bleeds a little, so of course it's not allowed. Okay, continue. This is permitted even if the results of the blood test will not be known for a few days. So, but since there is a life danger, or this person might be seriously ill, so they say you can allow it to draw blood, even the result would be like a few days from now, no problem. Next one is also a big problem. So let's see, sucking blood. It is forbidden to suck the blood out of the wound on Shabbos. For example, suck blood from a cut of one's gums. Right? I mean, if the gum is bleeding, he can just simply like rinse his mouth, and that's it. So don't. The blood inside of the person's body is allowed, right? So it's not. So even though he swallows the blood, it's not considered as eaten blood. So the blood only when he cuts his finger, and he puts into his mouth, then it's considered eaten blood. But otherwise, it's not. Just
I have a question. Let's say I get cut on my lip. Am I allowed to suck the blood or no?
No.
I hear. Okay.
No.
Understood.
So, but okay. Well, sorry. There are two separate things. We are not allowed to eat blood. There is, as I remember, if I remember correctly, or I'm not sure 100%, but I think there is opinion that it's exclude human blood. I think, maybe I might be wrong, but I think Rambam said even human blood. So, but whatever is inside of the mouth, like bleeding from the teeth, he said you can swallow, better to spit it out because so you would not get a taste of the blood, but you can swallow. Okay.
Rabbi, I want to ask also. Let's say I want to see if this example of psikration, the opposite of psikration happens. Let's say I bite my nail, okay, right? And so I get a D'Rabbanan 100% for tearing off my nail. Agree? On Shabbos. Now the thing is, also while biting off my nail starts to bleed. Does that count? Do I get an avera for it starting to bleed or no? Because usually it doesn't bleed. I shouldn't get an avera for it.
Exactly. Yeah, but and the result it did. Yes.
So I get an avera for it bleeding?
I think so. I think so. Yes. So it's indirect. That's not what you meant. It's like I was learning in another class. We had another class and we were learning about with medical professionals basically, right? So and it was if a doctor caused the damage to somebody, right? Or let's say if somebody else, let's simplify the example. If somebody else and he caused the damage to somebody else, right? So intentional or not intentional, he has to like pay for the doctor of this guy. Okay, you didn't mean to break his leg, but that's what happened. You understand? So same as here. The blood was drawn. It's not your fault, but in some sense, it is your fault. Why? Because you were not careful and you bit your nails. So one thing leads to the other. So one avera attracts another avera. Here we go. Okay. So you can get the package deal. Okay. Drawing a pus from the abscess, right? That's a pimple or something, right? If person is in pain on account of the abscess, and it's a big, huge pain, right? He is permitted to puncture and drain the pus, even if the blood will ooze out along this pus. Okay. The reason for this is this is permitted, that it is prohibited against drawing the blood on Shabbos, is limited to the blood that is still circulating throughout the body. So it's like I don't know how to call it, like live blood that is still connected to the veins, right? And but this blood that is in this abscess, it's dead blood. It came out of the blood vessels and it stays there. Right? And now but one more time the sentence: blood in the abscess, however, has already left the bloodstream and is now gathered in a body's tissue. So it's okay. So it's not that blood. Okay. Therefore, the prohibition does not apply. However, since the pus has been extracted from the abscess, one should not continue to press the abscess, for this will cause the flesh blood to be squeezed from the blood vessel located in surrounding flesh. You understand? So you have some pus, God forbid, not on us, when somebody has the pus, so he can drain whatever is there. So drain meaning it lives on its own, right? No squeezing. So even if there is some blood came out, it's a different blood. It's not connected to the source. So there is no problem, but no squeezing. Next one, G, setting IV line, administering an injection. Placing IV intravenous line on Shabbos could involve the halachic question, right? Since one generally draws some blood into the syringe, right, for sure, to be sure that the needle is properly placed in a vein, right? Otherwise, there is no way for him to check. I mean, maybe there is, but I don't know. Furthermore, the insertion of the needle into the vein often releases minute amount of blood, for sure. Some blood like goes up, right? A competent halachic authority should be consulted for guidance. The same applies with regard to administering injection on Shabbos. So I mean, if it's possible to not to do it, so it's better not to do it, of course. Okay, brushing teeth. So next one, H. One may not brush his teeth with a dry toothbrush on Shabbos if it will cause his gums to bleed. Commentary. There is disagreement among authorities regarding whether one may use moistened toothbrush on Shabbos. Some hold this violation of the prohibition of squeezing. It is the best to abide by stringent view. Okay, so there are other solutions. So if you can go without brushing the teeth and just do the go ways with mouthwash, so it's better. Okay. Next one, the last one actually, and we stop. Removing splinters. One is permitted to remove splinter on Shabbos, even if it might cause some blood to flow. I'm not sure why I say might. I think it's almost for sure it's going to bleed. However, he must make every effort to avoid causing the bleeding. If removing the splinter will definitely cause the person to bleed, he may remove it only if it causes him pain. If it is not causing pain, he may not remove it. So that's as we said, it's inevitable that it's like secretion that is going to bleed for sure. Okay, so only if it's pain he can remove it, but otherwise he's not. All right, so we can stop here. Okay, any questions, comments?
Well, I wanted to point something out on the Parsha, and maybe you'll give me an answer afterwards on the Rashi. So Rashi says about the pasuk, which says that bring a game for me. Game is the word that they use. I'm pretty sure it's the word that they use for deer.
Yeah, game. Yeah.
So now, why does it say for me? Because they want to make sure that Esav doesn't steal. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so. But the thing is, listen, if I'm talking to Rabbi Akiva, am I gonna say don't steal, right? No, obviously not. It's Rabbi Akiva. I think he's the biggest tzaddik. So over here too, Yitzhak, as said by Rashi for sure, he says that Yitzhak thought that Esav was a tzaddik. He cares about everything. Even actually, it says later on that when he didn't say Hashem's name, right? He didn't say, oh, the meat was from Hashem, so on and so forth. The Mefarshim, I think, whoever it was, says it was out of covet. Oh, I don't want to say Hashem's name, all of this. And also, now, in the Kollel, they didn't find this Mizrahi, but Mizrahi even says, because maybe we're talking about, right? Once Esav married the wives later in his life, and it says, Rashi gives the comment that Yitzhak and Rivka realized, he married bad wives, so that might mean that he's bad, so on and so forth, right? Mizrahi says on the comment, when Yaakov gives Yitzhak the meat and so on and so forth, right? He says over there that at this point, Yitzhak still viewed Esav in a high manner. So why does Yitzhak ask Esav not to steal? That's the question. You hear the question?
Yes, I hear the question. So I give you one of the explanations that I heard many years ago. So it says, Yitzhak knew who Esav was. He is not stupid, right? He knew the life, but he didn't want to let or to show Esav that he knew who he was. And since then, every Russia is trying to present himself like he's not, like he's a tzaddik. So during every opportunity. So this Michal Shabbos guy would come to the shul and he dressed and he would listen to Rabbi's speech, like trying to grasp every word. Okay, but you understand. So people would see him as a righteous person. But if you try to remove from him like his secret, tell him that his secret, he's not what he's trying to pretend to. So he's going to throw out everything. So the only connection Yitzhak saw with this Esav, right? With this Esav, that he's going to pretend that he does not know who he really is. You understand? And that's the check is actually that kept Esav still doing something. You understand? So that's so he knew who Asa was, and that's why he warned him. Of course, I know you're going to harm, but just in case, only from don't steal, basically.
Understood. So does that also tell us the lesson not to give Musar to people about gaiva if they already have gaiva?
Exactly. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. So, but you see, when Rabbi Reuven does it, he said in general. He rebukes people in general. He's not talking about a specific person. But many times I say, whoa, he's talking about me. He's talking about I have this issue. Oh, I have this issue and that issue. So you understand? So okay. So Baruch Hashem, I have many things to work on, but I don't take it like he offended me personally. I said he was talking in general about other bad people, but I see, or not whatever. So I see I might be in such a category. I have this issue that I have to work on. So that's it. But if you confront person, he's going to. So people like to be right? So even though the fact does not matter, you prove do not make any difference. You understand? So he's not going to let you. I was here before you. I said, what is the difference? Like you have a big nose. I said, what is the difference? My nose has with you talking in the middle of the now. What is it? What is the connection? What is the connection? You understand? So it's properly when it's you have more chances to bring people closer and stop doing when you show them that you're their friend, for sure. But when you confront, it's if you want to just stop it, and then you can confront them. Or if there is no other choice and there is a public hill HaShem, during the reading of the Torah or whatever they do, so you must speak out very harshly. But otherwise, it's not going to work.
Understood. In regards to mitzvahs such as just for your own liking, let's say something like getting a bigger kippah, okay? Let's say, for example. Now, is one allowed to do it if, for example, he goes somewhere and they're going to think, oh, wait, he wears a bigger kippah. Well, he thinks he's a tzaddik. What's he doing getting a bigger kippah? Is he still allowed to wear it even though that person's going to bear a grudge because of you?
Why is he would bear a grudge?
It's
crazy. But then such a small kippah. Do they say what did they get in the children's section? This kippah. I mean, people you do whatever you need to do. Don't pay attention to all of these people. Okay, here's a story. Okay, here's a story for you, and I'm sure Israel would like it very much also. So it's old story from I think it's from a Talmud. So one guy was going to somewhere with a donkey and then his son, like a father and a son and a donkey. Okay? So the father sat on a donkey, of course, right? And the son was walking nearby. So some people were passing by and said, look at this cruel father. Little boy is walking and this big guy is sitting on a donkey. So, it's not good. It's not good. It's not proper. So he got out of the donkey and put his son on the donkey. So they walk in front. Other people say, look at this little boy. Look at this guy. Right, chutzpah. The father have to walk while he full of energy has to sit. Oh yeah, okay. All right, son. Again, get off the donkey. So now they're walking together. They walk with the donkey next to the donkey. The third group of people, they meet third group of people. Say, what a stupid people! The donkey is walking. Let them sit on a donkey. So they sit together on a donkey. And then they meet another group of people. Say, what the cruel people! They want to kill this poor donkey. What are they doing? And I said, so people would always something to find. So you cannot be good for all of it. You just do what HaShem said, and that's it. You understand? So this kippah, that kippah. I mean, a big kippah is tells about the person. I mean that he aspires to do something, right? That he thinks it's very important to cover the whole head, not this quarter.
Question: do we say the same thing about getting 10 pairs of tzitzis? Because there's some people who get 10 pairs of tzitzis when they don't study halacha. These types of people, I know.
10 pairs of tzitzis on themselves. Yeah?
No. They don't wear 10 pairs. They go to Eichler's, they get 10 pairs just because, they feel like it.
I mean, so I wash my sisters often. So, but we don't do laundry every like I don't know, a few days. You understand? So sometimes I would have in a laundry basket like 3 pair.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So 3 pairs. I need at least 4 or 5, and sometimes in some like 3 whenever is it during the summer, some periods you cannot wash your clothes for 10 days, 12 days, whatever how many days, 3 weeks, whatever. Yeah, you understand? So there is no problem. 10 maybe too much, but 5. I don't see what's wrong with 5. Okay, Israel. Yeah, go ahead.
About the previous topic of
Yes.
about blood of our own. What about rests of skin from the lips, for example? You must spit them.
What was that? About the lips. What about the lips?
Yeah, when you have very dry
Yes.
lips, or not hydrated.
Yeah. That's okay. So I got the question. So about the lips, you're not allowed to bite off the skin. You're not allowed. And you're not allowed to suck blood. If it's start bleeding, you're not allowed. So it's proper to take care of this issue during the week.
So there is any melacha about eating, if you will, our own rests of skin?
Yeah. No. What's so sad?
They will have DNA of ourselves.
No. Okay. So the problem we not with eating, but the problem is cutting off. There's something that is attached to the source. You remember we learned this.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we said same. It's the same way we're not allowed. You remember we say same. You're not allowed to take a haircut and cut your hair or pluck your hair. That's why we said you cannot use comb to brush your hair. Why? Because most likely you're going to pull out some hair.
But in this case,
that's exactly the same thing. So the hair is attached to the scalp, and your skin on the lips attached to your scalp. So it's exactly the same amount.
But in this case, also I was thinking not only on Shabbos, but always it will be something severe to do that.
No, if I remember correctly, I think there is no problem. I don't want to scare you. There is no problem to eat human meat. So I don't recommend, but I don't think there is a prohibition.
Oh.
So but they said don't do it during the weekday because you would come out and do it on Shabbos. But usually with the lips, right? With the lips, that's a normal way of doing things. So they say if it bothers you, so and you cannot drives you crazy, so better to take scissors and cut it. With a nail, we said it's a not normal way. So with a nail, the normal way is to take scissors and then cut your nail, no problem. Let's say we said if it's half off, right? But with the lips, so not normal way would be to cut with the scissors, and normal way would be to bite it off.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we discuss, in not usual manner.
Rabbi, question.
Yes.
Let's say my mom tells me about something, because I know you want to be very machmir, and make sure everything is quiet as possible, right? So my question is like this. Let's say my mom tells me something, okay, this job, that job, well, whatever it is, right? Doctor, and not for me, because if I say nothing, because I know from her talking, it's just 5 seconds, 5 minutes, it's gonna end for me, no problem. But am I allowed to say, just for her, to have a thought in her head? Like, I ask her a question, where's Albert Einstein right now? Where is he? Can you please tell me? And she tells me, well, where did his diploma get him? And she understands what I'm saying. Am I allowed to say that or no?
What is it, just to change the subject?
No. For her to understand that, these Nobel Prizes, all these things end up getting you nowhere. You either way end up, in the cemetery. You don't get anywhere.
Okay, so we're...
I'm saying just for my mom to realize all these things are shtuyot, that they're...
I mean, you can say that, I think, but okay, you can say once and then see what the reaction is. So if she's getting the point, you understand. But she will say everybody's going there. So what is it? So but Rabbi Akiva did not die. So it's not a good point. Don't give them any arguments against yourself. So everybody dies. So, but can we see where Rabbi Akiva is and when this Einstein is? It's not so easy. Yeah, so you and I know the answer, but she said I need the proof. So it's not like it's not a good idea to talk about these things. Okay, you good, Israel? You good? Okay, no problem. So we stop here. Baruch HaShem, we finish next Malacha. So until tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, good night.
Okay, good night.
Shalom v'chai everybody. Very happy to announce a major event coming up in Eretz Yisrael. This event is going to be unlike any other we've done as an organization. Last year we had a group of young guys that completed the entire Shas, Bavli, and the Mishnayot in a single year. This year we're going to have the entire foundation of the Oral Torah completed in a single night. Our own dear Ephraim and other Talmidim of the organization. In a single night we'll have the completion of the Shas Bavli, Shas Mishnayot, the Zohar Kadosh, Zohar Chadash, TIKKUN Zohar, and the Shulchan Aruch. Years and years of toil, lots of effort is coming to fruition, and in a single night, all of it will be completed to sanctify Kadosh Baruch Hu's name. This is going to be a night where many Rabbanim, many Tzaddikim will be joining us at this event. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of people at the event in Eretz Yisrael, including the Rishon LeZion, Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, of course, our own very dear Rabbi Ephraim Kachlon. I myself will also be joining, coming to Eretz Yisrael for the first time in many years, to join this monumental event, this monumental Kiddush Hashem, in order to sanctify Kadosh Baruch Hu's name, to show him how much we love his Torah, how dedicated we are to his Torah, and to be able to, Be'ezrat Hashem, give chizuk to Am Yisrael in another way.
בעזרת השם, ארגון בעזרת השם מתעתד לעשות כנס גדול, שם יהיה סיום על עיקרי התורה שבעל פה, שזה סיום כל התלמוד בבלי, סיום כל השישה סדרי משנה, סיום כל הזוהר הקדוש ותיקוני הזוהר, וסיום כל השולחן ערוך. בדרך כלל לוקח זמן כדי לסיים את כל הספרים הללו, 30 שנה, 40 שנה, ובסייעתא דשמיא הארגון בעזרת השם עושה את הכנס לכל כלל ישראל. כולם מוזמנים.
We're looking forward for this event. We're also looking forward to seeing some of you that are going to be joining us. There are going to be some sponsorship opportunities for anyone that wants to be able to be a part of it. And of course, there'll be a opportunity for any of you that want to join us, one way or the other. Last but not least, there will also be a raffle. that we'll be announcing very soon. For anyone that wants to join the raffle and also be able to do Kiruv at the same time, the winner of the raffle will win a flight ticket to Eretz Israel and be able to join us at the event. So please look out for more news. Looking forward to seeing you at this event. And Be'ezrat Hashem, Naaseh v'Natzliach.